Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we will look into Ancient India MCQ. This is the part 1 of the video and the MCQs are relevant for all the government exams. So let's start the video. Question number 1. Which of the following was the first urban civilization in South Asia? Let's look into the options. Options are option A, Indus Valley Civilization, option B, Chinese civilization, option C, Mesopotamia civilization, or option D, none of the above. So the first urban civilization in South Asia is, the correct option is option A, that is Indus Valley civilization. So A is the correct option, that is Indus Valley civilization. Now let's move to question number 2. Which of the following is the earliest period of Stone Age? Let's look into the options. Option A, Mesolithic Age. Option B, Chalcolithic Age. Option C, Paleolithic Age. Or option D, Neolithic Age. So if you will read Ancient India, we will find that the Ancient India in the starting phase, it's divided into various ages. When the early mans were trying to domesticate the animals, they were also trying to domesticate themselves, and from early mans we are getting converted to modern man. So at that moment, there is a age which is a stone age, and the earliest period of stone age is, the correct option is option C, that is Paleolithic age. Now let's move to question number 3. Which of the following statement best describes the society of Harappan civilization? Let's look into the statement. Statement A, the Harappan society was matriarchal in nature. Statement B, the society was divided based on classes. Statement C, the people follow diverse profession. So when you will study the Harappan civilization, the society of Harappan civilization, the society was quite similar to today's modern society, but there are certain differences there. Like when the Harappan society was matriarchal society, so statement A is correct. Also, like today's day, the society was divided based upon classes, rich and poor. So, if you'll find the town planning, there were citadels, and where the priest and the officer grade people used to live at the a little higher side of the town, and the other labor class and working class used to live at the lower side of the town. So B is also correct. Also, the Harappan peoples were following different profession, like some are priests, some are artisans, some are administrative officers, some are king. We do not find king and queen in Harappan civilization, but something like that in that authority. So C is also correct. So all the above option is correct. So the correct option is option 4, that is all of the above. Now let's move to question number 4. Harshvardhana was defeated by, let's look into the options. Option A, Prabhakar Vardhana. Option B, Pulakesin II. Option C, Narasimhavarma Pallava. Or option D, Sasanka. So Harshvardhana was defeated by, the correct option is option number B, that is Pulakesin II. So Pulakesin II defeated Harshvardhana. Just I'll request you to mention in the comment box during in which battle Harshvardhana was defeated by Pulakesin II. Please mention in the comment box. Now let's move to question number 5. The monk who influenced Ashoka to embrace Buddhism was, let's look into the options. Option A, Vishnugupta. Option B, Upagupta, option C Brahmagupta, or option D Brihadratha. So the monk who influenced Ashoka to embrace Buddhism was, the correct option is option B, that is Upagupta. So Upagupta was a hermit, and he influenced Ashoka to embrace Buddhism, and from there Ashoka started preaching his Dhamma teaching. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 6. The Greek ambassador sent to Chandragupta Maurya's court was, let's look into the options. Option A Kautilya, option B Seleucus Nicator, option C Megasthenes, or option D Justine. So the Greek ambassador who was sent to Chandragupta Maurya's court was, the correct option is option C, that is Megasthenes. So Megasthenes was the Greek ambassador who was sent to Chandragupta Maurya's court. Now let's move to question number 7. Which king is referred to as Devanampiya Piyadasi, that is beloved of the gods, in the inscription? Let's look into the options. Option A Harsha, option B Chandragupta Maurya, option C Bindusar, or option D Ashoka. So the king who was referred to as Devanampiya Piyadasi is, the correct option is option D, that is Ashoka. So Ashoka is the king who was referred to as the beloved of the gods in an inscription. Now let's move to question number 8. Who was the teacher of Gautam Buddha? Let's look into the option. Option A Panni, option B Alara Kalama, option C Kapila, or option D Patanjali. So the teacher of Gautam Buddha was, the correct option is option number B, that is Alara Kalama. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 9. The surgery that was practiced in ancient India is known from the works of which of the following scholars? Let's look into the option. Option A Atreya, option B Sursruta, option C Charaka, or option D Bhagavata. So the correct option is option number C, that is through Charak or Charak Samhita we come to know about various medical practices which was done in ancient India, like surgery and various other things. So C is the correct option. So Charak was the scholar who have mentioned about these things in his book Charak Samhita. So C is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 10. Kamarup is an ancient name of which region of India? Let's look into the options. Option A Bihar, option B Rajasthan, option C Assam, or option D Karnataka. So you can relate if you will think something regarding this. So Kamarup is an ancient name of, the correct option is option number C, that is Assam. So Assam was earlier known as Kamarup. So let's move to question number 11 now. Question number 11. Where did Chandragupta Maurya spend his last days? Let's look into the option. Option A Thaneswar, option B Kanchi, option C Patliputra, or option D Sravana Belagula. So Chandragupta Maurya spent his last days in, the correct option is option number D, that is Sravana Belagula. It is in Karnataka, in the southern part of the country, and there he spent his last days. Now let's move to question number 12. To make tools and weapons, the earliest inhabitants of India used which of the following materials? Let's look into the options. Option A, clay. Option B, wood. Option C, stones. Or option D, bronze. So you might have studied in your book, especially in NCRTs, that the early men used to use stones as a tool, and it also works as a stone, also as a weapon. So stone is the correct option. So through stones they used to make tools like hammer. Also the sharp things were made by the stones, which used to cut the skin of the animal, which also helps in hunting the animals. Also through stones only they used to generate fire. So these are the things which they use. So stone is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 13. The Gayatri Mantra, which is mentioned in Rig Veda, is dedicated to which deity? Let's look into the option. Option A, Indra. Option B, Vishnu. Option C, Surya. Or option D, Savitri. So Gayatri Mantra is dedicated to, the correct option is option number D, that is Savitri. So D is the correct option. So it is dedicated to Savitri. Now let's move to question number 14. Which is the biggest city of the Indus Valley civilization? Let's look into the options. Option A, Harappa. Option B, Mohenjo-daro. Option C, Dholavira. Or option D, Kalibangan. So the biggest city of Indus Valley civilization is, the correct option is option B, that is Mohenjo-daro. So Mohenjo-daro is the biggest city where we found various granaries. Also we have found the famous Great Bath. So Great Bath is also found in Mohenjo-daro. So it is one of the biggest, it is the biggest city of Indus Valley civilization. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 15. Which was the first metal used by man? Let's look into the options. Option A, silver. Option B, gold. Option C, copper. Or option D, bronze. So if you have somehow idea of ancient India, soon after Stone Age was at its end, the man started to use copper as a metal in the Chalcolithic age. So C is the correct option. So copper was the first metal which was used by man. Now let's move to question number 16. Which one of the following edicts mentioned the personal name of Ashoka? Let's look into the option. Option A, Kalsi edicts. Option B, Musky edicts. Option C, Rumindei edicts. Or option D, Special Kalinga edict. So the edict which contains the name of Ashoka is, the correct option is option B, that is Musky edict. So in Musky edict the personal name of Ashoka is mentioned. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 17. 17. The silver coins issued by Guptas were called. Let's look into the option. Option A, Rupaka. Option B, Karsapana. Option C, Dinar. Or option D, Panna. So the Gupta dynasty used to issue the silver coins, and the name of those silver coins are, the correct option is option A, that is Rupaka. So Rupaka is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 18. Which of the following Vedas defines the rituals and ritual practices? Let's look into the option. Option A, Rigveda. Option B, Yajurveda. Option C, Samaveda. Or option D, Atharvaveda. So the Veda which defines the rituals and ritual practices, it is, the correct option is option B, that is Yajurveda. So the mantras which are there in Yajurveda, it defines the ritual practices. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 19. Ashoka inscription give or gives which of the following information? Let's look into the options. Option A, foreign policy. Option B, preaching of Dhamma. Or option C, internal policy. Or option D, all of the above. So, the inscription of Ashoka gives various information about the Ashoka reign, and it basically gives the information related to Ashoka foreign policy, like how Ashoka used to have relationship with various kingdoms. Also, the preaching of Dhamma once Ashoka get converted into Buddhism. Also, the inscription also talks about the Ashoka's internal policy, like how the Ashoka used to maintain his reign, what are the things related to land revenue, related to day-to-day administration he is implementing um, in his court, in his reign, to improve the administrative efficiency of his reign. So these are the things which are mentioned in the Ashoka's inscription. So all the above information is there mentioned in the Ashoka inscription. So all the above options are correct. So D is the correct option. Now let's move to the last question of this video, question number 20. What was the capital of Kamboj Mahajanpad? So let's look into the options. Option A, Potali. Option B, Indraprasth. Option C, Kausambi. Or option D, Punch. So the capital city of Kamboj Mahajanpada was, the correct option is option number D, that is Punch. So Punch was the capital city of Kamboj. So this is the part 1 of the ancient India video. I hope that you have liked the question. Do subscribe our channel and please press the like button. Thank you very much.